Carole and Tuesday episode 10 review. What the hell is going on in this anime? I mean, seriously, everyone? I was like, it was clearly gonna go more dark, but I'm pretty sure that Tuesday got a freaking body part in the last minute there. I was like, already? What's happening in this anime? It used to be this nice, cuddly, musical anime, and now Tuesday's got like a freeze box when she's opening and screaming, and you see Cat running in and screaming Tuesday, and it is wow. So okay, I thought about this last week. I went into this last week, right? I call it the dark side of showbiz, and how I was sure that Cybelle was gonna appear again, right? And likely, injure Tuesday somehow, or at least scare her and so on. And that's why, in my theory, that's the theory I have then, that Tuesday will then move back home, right? Either because she get injured, and they will have to take care of her back home with some, high advanced, rich medical services because she's rich, right? Or escape home to hide herself from her crazy, stalker, yonder, whatever, right? Yeah. So I'm thinking that that's gonna be a thing. Last week, and I said this episode where she gets a freaking, I assume so at least, a body part, okay? Or something else crazy, but it needs to be a body part. Or maybe, I don't know, some heart can be, whatever, something like that, but yeah. She's getting like a crazy thing there, and I'm thinking right away, it's like, yeah, this is definitely gonna focus more on that, why she thinks she has to go home, right? So I think that is absolutely still even more likely now. I mean, again, I said it last week, like, she's probably gonna try to go back home because she's rich, she has a kind of mansion, has some guards, protect her from Cybelle, and now she gets a body part. Yeah, she's gonna go back home. I think that to me seems very, I think it's hinted at very heavily. But anyway, so as I explained also in the other video, the reaction video, I think it has to be a body part because when she opens the box, it goes downwards, and if you ever see like hot air, oxygen, whatever it is that is hotted, it goes upwards. So again, as I mentioned in the video, if you're gonna escape like a burning apartment, right, a burning house, you're supposed to go down low, right, or maybe even crawl, because the danger stuff, like the monster goes upwards, right. And actually, my father's a firefighter, so yes, I'm a firefighter, so I know about it. But anyway, obviously I was engineering, but yeah, that is absolutely true. Because it goes upward, because heat travels upwards, right? But if something is colder, it goes down because the oxygen, or not oxygen, but actually the air is a mix of oxygen and another nitrogen and so on, yeah, and some noble gases, and that has hotness degree, right? And if you open a freeze box, the air goes down because the air is heavier and more condensed, so the density is higher than normal airflow, right? So if normal air, basically normal air pushes down. It's more like that. It's like the hot is also going to be on top over the cold. So if you open something that's colder, it has to be forced down by the hotness. That's actually kind of how it is. It sounds kind of weird, but I think it's more reasonable to say that it actually is the normal temperature forcing down the colder gas. I think that's actually how it works, because it presses in to get this whatever. So because of that reason, it has to be more like a freeze box, because it was like my first idea when I saw the box was going to be some kind of maybe a bomb or maybe some poisonous trap or something like that. But as it's going downwards, it cannot really be like a poisonous thing, because if it's a poisonous thing, like a mist of so kind of doku, it's called in Japanese, something like that, it would probably just go explode in her face. And it wouldn't go downwards, it would kind of probably go upwards actually, it would go like spread out and so on, right? And she's more like shaking it, like, oh, hell is this thing, yeah. And if it's more a poisonous thing, I think it should be more in her face, she'll probably maybe, I said acid, I said burning or acid last week, but I think that could be a high chance of something like that. So if it's like an acid thing, I think it would be more, in her face, or it would be, more exploding, right? So the only thing I can see is being is cold, right? So it's like a freeze box thing. And then they have to explain what is it then, right? Is it annula, something like that? I think so. I think I would guess that it's annula's. I don't think it's gonna be something. I don't want to say too bad, but I don't think it's gonna be something too bad. I don't think it's gonna be like, you know, Angela's heart or something like that. That would be really crazy if she actually killed Angela off screen, or might show it next week then. But I think it's probably more like maybe Angela's finger, right? Something like that. Like she, because if Angela got murdered, I think they would stop the thing. I think they probably found her like a finger, something like that probably. Like she probably, you know, I think it's, as soon as I saw her saying, "I'm gonna take a shower," I was like, American Psycho! You know, the classic, you know, stab thing in the shower, right? I think that's gonna happen, right? So I think right away, Andy was like, I'm taking a shower now. I said, oh yeah, she's gonna be hiding in the shower, right? Because Tuesday's running around the whole episode trying to find Cybelle, and Cybelle is probably in Angela's shower, waiting for her. Yeah, that's very likely what happened. I think that's gonna be that's like 90%. Yeah, I think that's very likely, very likely. And given that though, maybe she killed her, but I think it's gonna be more like, you know, she managed, like, you know, she cut her and she, you know, like take her hand, finger upright, probably cut like a finger off from that, took the finger, ran off. She didn't want to get captured, right? And like put it in, you know, like maybe that freeze box and that, and then escaped. Something like that, I think. I don't think it's gonna be like that she killed her, because if she killed her, what I would guess then is she gave it like the heart, maybe her lips or that, compared to that with the singing, maybe like her throat, yeah, something like with music. But then it's like, does she have to, like, you know, kill her and like cut her body up and, you know, spend time doing that whole thing? And I don't see her having time to do that. Place the president back there and escape, or maybe she did escape, but you know, that whole thing while Piotr is singing. They basically happened during like a few minutes, right? Maybe maximum 10 minutes, but yeah, like his talk and his singing song. So it can't be that long of a time period after she entered the shower to that president over there. Even it's Angela's president. It also could be that I have this thing, I'm throwing it out here, that it also might not be Angela. That's the last thing. That it might be that Cybelle is like, oh, I'm gonna give you my finger or my toe, so that, like in Dudes, yeah, like in the Dude, right? Yeah, like in Big Lebowski, something like that. Like it's a fake thing, maybe something like that. But I think that the general theory that presented last week and the general idea was what's happening and so on seems still to be true, right? Because even if it's not Angela's body part, it actually is, like, you know, her own body part. Like I see it happening. That still means that she's like, here's a present for you, my beloved Tuesday, my right hand, or you know what I mean, or yeah. So obviously Tuesday is still in danger, right? She's in little danger. So I think that whole theory, her escaping her or something like that, is still gonna be happening. And I said it last week. I think it's even more points to that now, right? That eventually Cybelle is probably gonna come and try to stab Tuesday or Carole. You know, burn them, acid, something like that, probably eventually. We will see if they can, if they can go unharmed from it. Maybe not. So, but anyway, that's all of that. Yeah, it feels really weird. That is my take on it, and I'm very sure it's a freeze box based on like how the air moves and so on. Like, at least if it's supposed to be authentic. It could be poison, but it wouldn't move like that. It would have. No. Most poison would be much higher temperature and so on. So I mean, if they're trying to, you know, make it realistic. I mean, obviously the anime could say, no, this is like poison that travels slowly on the ground. Like what poison does that? Yeah, you know what I mean. It could happen. I mean, it could be that, but this is very unlikely. It could be an acid thing that is, yeah. But I mean, I'm giving them more credit than that. It could be happening, but come on, it's extremely likely a freeze box. So I'm assuming it's freeze box, but it's weird. It's like it's really going from this, like, you know, comedy, slice of life, comedy, musical anime, funny anime, yeah, lovable characters, lovable characters, and like, yeah, you know, some good LGBT representation, mainstream jokes, yeah, kind of nice, friendly anime, right? Like Piotr is like, yeah, I think I put them with Tuesday, yeah, you know, kind of like that. And then we also have this like crazy undergirl that's like willing to, you know, murder people for Tuesday or murder her or something. It's really It's really weird. It's really weird, yeah. It feels really weird that we suddenly have this like really dark influence on the storyline, given what we had earlier. That really makes me kind of, I won't say worried. In a way, I think it's really amazing that the anime is going from this like nice, happy anime to like a really dark anime suddenly, starting from last week, and now it's like really dark. Yeah, so it's weird that it's happening. It's very interesting it's happening. I think a lot of people are gonna say that, oh, I don't know some music anime, ugh, whatever. And I'm like, no, but it's really dark. It has like a death scenes. It has like, yeah, yeah. It's, in that sense, this anime could suddenly become really morbid, right? And maybe attract some more people and so on to watch it. So it could be a really good thing in that sense. But also feels kind of weird. Like, this was the anime I started watching, so it's a special feeling to it, definitely. Yeah, I don't know what to say really. I'm honestly a little confused that they go in this direction, or I'm surprised. I mean, obviously from last week it was pretty predictable that something this was gonna happen, either to Angela or Tuesday or both of them. And I mean again, I think that as I said last week, Tuesday's obvious objective, and I had some comments saying, "Oh, it's gonna be Angela," and I'm like, yeah, I can see it being Angela too. But Angela is not like the main objective. It's still gonna be Tuesday, even if this happened to Angela now, or maybe Cybelle self, like maybe kind of faking it, right, like her own toe. Even if it's like that, I am sure that Tuesday is gonna be, or Carole, yeah, Tuesday is gonna be the end goal, right? Because Tuesday is of course gonna react to love. It's gonna be like, "You crazy woman, you're crazy," and that's gonna trigger her, right? And she's gonna try to get Tuesday, right? So I think that it still points to the exact same thing though, that she's gonna go after Tuesday eventually. Much more vicious, right? Even now, and she's really vicious already. So I think that's pretty clear. So there has to be a plot line later. But whatever. What happened more? GGK lost. Yeah, quickly to what's up. GGK lost. I think it was very predictable. That's unfortunate. That's probably the worst thing in the anime. I don't say worst thing, but it's like predictable thing at least. Yeah. The problem, right, when you have this kind of animes or any kind of similar storyline is that the main rival has to win, right? The main rival can't lose like GGK. Can't lose to, especially not Cybelle in the first tournament. Not necessarily that Cybelle was bad, but at the first round, the rival has to be the one of the high points to beat, right? So the rival has to be faced at like the final, or the rival has to win the final and face the rival later and so on. You can't really have the rival, losing to like these like random nobodies in that sense, right? So of course Angela was gonna beat UGK. That was like 99% sure. So I think in that sense, that's like the obvious problem that anime has. I don't think it makes it that bad, but it really is very predictable. You just don't think, because this is just so narratively, like, it has to be like this. We can't just let the main rival lose to this random girl that we probably will never see again now after this. Maybe she will beat some, but yeah, she will be very unlikely she will have any major role right now after this, right? So I think that's like a very typical thing there, and it is what it is. I'm not hating it, but I'm saying like it is what it is, right? Those things are predictable, because if she lost there, it also would be weird. If she lost, it would be like, oh, she's the main character, or the main rival character, but she's losing, and then we wouldn't really care so much when they beat her later, because we know that GK was better than her. So you know what I mean? Like, yeah, the rival has to be at some kind of competence. Whereas it's also really important beating that rival if the rival couldn't defeat like the other characters. I guess it's a Piotr winning, because he's kind of like super coming in there. If he beats them, then yes, because then he means he's better than Character Tuesday at this moment. So he beats them, he can beat Angela, then he's still higher up and she can fight Rachel. Yeah, that could happen. Now, of course, Tuesday's shaken from his body part, so if they lose to Piotr now, I don't really feel that matters so much though, because it's like unfair. So if he beats Angela now, then there will be less for Angela, probably, yeah. So we will see what happens, but I mean, generally, in before the whole incident with the body part here, if the body part, very likely body part, Angela was a sure win against GGK at least, and also probably a tournament. So it is what it is. Otherwise, Piotr's dance was pretty good. It was shorter than last time. I liked the beginning more this time than last time. The ending was better last time. I think the song was probably better last time. STDK was better too, actually. Her first appearance. I think Angela was much better actually this time because she had more of the dance move and so on. She has more of that. The song was probably better last time, but this is more like a performance. Yeah, last time she stood completely still. That to me just feel like a talent show. I think talent shows kind of move around a little bit, so on. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, that's the review. The anime is going very very dark. I am a little perplexed by it, but also might make it very amazing in the end of it. Very surprising though that it went this far right away. I thought this from, I was sure that something this was gonna happen, but I thought they were gonna wait for like 4 episodes and kind of surprise us with like a burning or some kind of knife stab suddenly. But actually, it might still happen though. Yeah, I think that still though she gets the gift now, right? She's gonna be afraid of her, not call her to say thanks for the gift, right? And then Cybelle might get angry, and then eventually she might come and you stab her in the back, right? It might happen at like episode 15, 16, so that probably still though. So I guess, yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm pretty sure it's a body part. And I hope that the review guys, super bad episode. See you guys tomorrow with Karako Circus and Sara Sanmai. And yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, One Piece is not breaking and so on. Yeah.